Breaking news! Experts at IU Weldon Secondary School have reported the mass amount of chemical reactions in the ocean. They found that in the 2019 UN IPBES International Science Policy Platform on Biodiversity and Ecosystem Services assessment that highlights marine pollution as a major challenge. It was stated that 300 to 400 million tons of heavy metal, solvents, toxic sludge, and other industrial wastes are dumped into the world's waters annually, and that over 80% of wastewater is discharged back into the environment without adequate treatment. They have found that the major three types of ocean pollution come from chemicals, nitrogen and phosphorus, and plastics. Chemical pollutants from various sources, including crude oil, petroleum products, pesticides, pharmaceuticals, and personal care products, are causing harm to the ocean health. Between 2003 and 2012, the total amount of chemicals entering the ocean increased by 12%. Persistent bioaccumulative and toxic substances are still present in deep sea creatures today. These are all a growing concern, impacting marine species reproduction and offspring survival rates. Marine plastic pollution has become a major threat to many species in the ocean and has increased tenfold since 1980. The 2019 IPES assessment warns that dumping plastic into the ocean every minute could increase to 2 per minute by 2030 and 4 per minute by 2050. Factors contributing to plastic pollution include coastal mismanagement, abandoned fishing gear, and microparticles from household cleaners and personal care products. Nitrogen phosphorus pollution is a global issue affecting bodies of water, specifically in coastal areas. Agriculture is the primary source of this pollution because 20% of its nutrients are lost through the ground and through runoffs and leaching then into groundwater. The increase in fertilizer since the mid-20th century has led to 43% rise in nitrogen discharge from rivers into the sea. Non-agricultural sources include stormwater, wastewater, fossil fuel burning, and domestic waste. This can lead to algae blooms, potentially causing dead zones where fish and other organisms struggle to thrive. This impacts fisheries and tourism across the world. Ocean acidification is another huge issue in the ocean. The rapid absorption of carbon dioxide, CO2, into the water leads to ocean acidification. It produces carbonic acid, H2CO3, which then combines with water molecules, H2O. After that, this molecule decomposes into bicarbonate, HCO3, and hydrogen ions, H+. These hydrogen ions lower the pH of seawater, so it goes from CH2 and H2O, then leads to H and HCO3. Since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, carbon dioxide in the air has increased 30%. Scientists have recently discovered that a quarter of this carbon dioxide has been absorbed into the ocean. The burning of fossil fuels has begun to change the chemistry of the ocean because of the tons of carbon dioxide that is absorbed every year. The ocean has an average pH level of 8.1. So surface ocean waters are alkaline. However, because of surface salt water absorbing 25% of human CO2 emissions, this might decrease the pH level in the ocean to 7.8, which is the lowest in human history, and they assume this will happen by the end of the century. The ocean will still be safe to swim in and more alkaline than tap water, but nonetheless, ocean acidification is happening rapidly and affecting marine life and the fishing industry. The effects of upsetting an ocean environment that has been stable for tens of millions of years is starting to manifest. The fundamental chemical balance of ocean and coastal waters from pole to pole is in jeopardy due to ocean acidification. Ocean acidification is sometimes referred to as osteoporosis of the sea, and for a valid reason. The minerals that oysters, clams, lobsters, prawns, coral reefs, and other marine life use to build their shells and skeletons can be eaten away by conditions brought on by ocean acidification. Concerns about human health also exist. Many harmful algae species in the lab bloom more quickly in acidified waters, and these can affect all marine life that humans eat, such as shellfish, second fish, and marine mammals. And even though the ocean will still be safe to swim in, every microscopic part of the sea will be affected as it loses its ability to store pollutants, including future carbon emissions. Additionally, climate change increases marine ecosystem's vulnerability to reduced oxygen levels. So this is called hypoxia. Aquatic organisms require dissolved oxygen to survive underwater, but warming climates cause surface water to warm faster and become lighter, making it harder to mix with different depths of water. This reduces oxygen levels, leading species that can't tolerate these low oxygen conditions to migrate to other regions. Fish, shellfish, and crustaceans rely on dissolved oxygen in seawater, and hypoxia can cause serious problems for them and the operation and function of all the ecosystems around them. To help reduce ocean acidification, you can reduce your carbon emissions at home by walking or biking somewhere wherever you need to go, like school or work, instead of using a car. You can use less plastic in your day-to-day life by using containers instead of plastic bags, and you can turn the lights off whenever you don't need them. You can also help reduce nutrient pollution by using phosphate-free soaps, detergents, and cleaners. You can inspect and pump your septic system semi-regularly, and using less electricity at home can help reduce the amounts of nitrogen pollution emissions from energy production.